Okay, we'll now discuss celestial mechanics, which is basically just gravitation. Okay, celestial mechanics is actually the application of Newton's universal law of gravitation. Newton's universal law of gravitation, or law of universal gravitation, LUG. Okay? So we have actually two major theories of gravity. Recently, daga na kayo, no? Daga klaseng in gravity in physics, gravitational physics, but in the most sa traditional gid nga kuan, is just we have only two. We have Einstein and Newton's. Einstein is known as the general theory of relativity. But in theoretical mechanics course, we don't go into general relativity. It is a course of its own because it's actually very complicated in terms of mathematics. Newton is only some basic calculus, analytic geometry. Not actually, it's quite advanced calculus, but says the geometry is just analytic geometry, no? Or planar geometry, elliptic geometry, or But if you go to Einstein, it's actually, you have to go into manifold theory. But the main difference is that Newton treat things as forces. Force of attraction between two bodies, that's gravity. Einstein is actually the geometry of space. Like you have a space, not only space, but space and time. So space and time itself, just like any fabric can bend. So Newton's universal law of gravitation, or law of universal gravitation, was actually before this there was Kepler. Before Newton, there was Kepler. Or let's take this small letter, kay narabay Kepler nga, kung ano tong, sa ba to? Kepler. Kepler's law. We have three laws of Kepler. Okay? Kepler was not a law of gravity. It was actually about the geometry of planets, of orbits. But it was not a constitutive law in a sense that he put physics into it. Okay, it's just more on mathematics, planar geometry. But it was amazing because Kepler was actually a kaniganing used the data from Tycho Brahe. So before Kepler, there was this Tycho, I think the spelling is this, Tycho Brahe. Kepler was an assistant of Tycho. And Tycho had this data. He nasa data on the position. I think it was on Mars, Earth, and the Sun. Asa siya makita sa sky. And it's amazing actually, bisan karon di nako maano gid giunsa nila pag deduce, especially Kepler. I think it took Kepler 40 years to develop his three laws of planetary motion. Ganing giunsa niya gikan sa katong from the data itself, giplot niya, and by assuming that the before this is actually Ptolemy, Copernicus. This was actually the sa Copernican revolution. Before Copernicus was the geocentrism. Okay, and then Copernicus, he actually said that it's the sun that's at the center and the planets are revolving around. So Tycho had this data, and Kepler used Copernican paradigm, because if Kepler did not use Copernican paradigm, so he would not be able to plot he would have a different laws. So he used Copernicus heliocentrism, and then given the data from Tycho Brahe, he plotted one by one by triangulation. You have Earth, he knows the position of the sun, and then ng Mars. I think it was Mars, and I want you to make watch some documentary about this sa accurate yung historical accounts. But basically Kepler just plotted the data, not actually plotted gamoni because there was no coordinates. From that angle, tanaw niya, based on that observation, he would try to look into the relative position of the sun and then he started plotting, and of course murag ang so good niya is that he plotted a circle. So like mo niyang mga position na he found this one na shape na siya observations. I think it was I don't know, pila ka years ng observation. And from that, he tried to develop kumbaga, paunsay orbit niya. And then, he found out that if he puts a circle, na ay discrepancy, and that discrepancy is too much to be ignored. Okay, so he said now he tried many possible types of orbit, but then to summarize things, he tried ellipse, and dito sa ellipse dito na ano ang katong discrepancy when he used the kaninga kuan, because as I've said, he doesn't know about that. Murag from the assumption that it moves around, so maybe the default assumption is circle. Okay? But then, if it is circle, okay, so money observation, no, if you have an assumption already, and test that assumption. And he found the error. And then, he tried another, and eventually, ellipse. And dito sa ellipse na resolve ang kuan. So, that actually gives us Kepler's law. Kepler's 3 laws of planetary motion. So this is actually the complete name. K1 is that orbit is, or the orbit is an ellipse, or I'll just write here elliptic orbit. Elliptic orbit. So in this case, we will need the geometry of the ellipse in order to review some geometry of the ellipse. This is the ellipse. The ellipse is actually identified as you have two fixed points, F1 and F2, called as focal points, and you have a moving point relative to a fixed point, such that this is, let's call this distance U and V for the ellipse, that U plus V is constant. Okay? That distances are constant. Bisan asa siya, no? For example, U1, U2, U1, V1 dire. If here is U2, V2, so U1 plus V1 equals U2 plus V2. Now, okay, I'll remove this one. Tanggalo na to ni siya. We'll have the major axis to be, let this to be A, and this is the minor axis. So this is the semi-major axis, and A is the semi-major axis, and B is the semi-minor axis. Okay, so meaning we are taking the convention A is greater than B. Okay? Wherever is the greater one, that would be A. Okay? We also have the ellipse is actually what we call some sort of an eccentric, something like a circle, but not necessarily a circle. An ellipse becomes a circle. An ellipse becomes a circle if A is equal to B. Okay? If A is equal to B. So, if A is not equal to B, then it's actually some sort of a weird circle. That's why we can define what we call E, which is what we call the eccentricity. So, eccentric, something like deviation, no? Deviated eccentricity, which is given by square root of, I will not derive this one. This is 1 minus B squared over A squared. Tama? Okay? Sakto na nino? B squared over A squared. Now, we also have the latus rectum. If this is now the fixed point, the focal point, the length of this one is the latus rectum. This one right here is P. Okay? You can derive P, and I'd like you to derive, sayon na siya, P is equal to, I'll just use katong A, 1 minus E squared, which is, you can substitute ni siya dire, that would be B over A square, B squared over A, I2, 2. Okay, 2. So, or this is equal to 2B squared over A, if you substitute dire. Okay, that's 2B squared over A. And we also have, okay, this one. That one is what we call RP. Let's call this par RP. And let's call this RB. So you have RP as the perihelion or periapsis, and RA is the apoapsis or apohelion, apoapsis. Now, of course, we know that RA plus RB equals A. This is the closest, 2A. This is the closest and this is the farthest, okay, point. So this is the geometry of the ellipse in terms of A. So, note, Kepler had this as the first law na the sun is being at one of the focal points. The planets revolve around that. And the second law, K2, is the area swept out. So I'll erase this one. Suppose kanisa. Let's call this A1. So meaning this, the time it takes from this point to that point is T1, delta T1. Okay? And let's take this as A2, the area of that one. And this is delta T2, meaning the time it takes from kani padulong dito, no? Delta T2. So, Kepler said, second Kepler, if delta T1 equals delta T2, and A1 is the area swept out by this motion right here, okay? And the other is, A2 is the area swept out by this motion there, then A1 equals A2. Or in this case, in calculus, if you take this as a very, very small nga kuan dire, that means that dA over dt must be equal to constant. Okay? And the third law is actually, the Kepler's third law is the period, mo na time nga it takes from one dire. Okay? The period t, the square of the period over the length of the major axis, the cube of that is constant. Because as planets will revolve dire another planet, no, na siya elliptic orbit, it will have a different period. Okay? It will have a longer period. But then, that ratio, the square of the period is equal to the cube of, check ang camera. Okay ra? Dagan pa? Basta na pa na yung number, dagan pa na siya. Okay? It's constant. Okay? What's that what Kepler noticed. Okay? So, let's now derive the universal law of gravitation. Newton actually used in books actually, in gravitation, they start with Gauss's law. And from Gauss's law, derive the gravitational force there by katong sa Gauss's law. But that's not the historical derivation. Newton actually had Kepler's laws as the starting point. 3 laws of, okay? So let's use the way that Newton derived this one. But in deriving it, we will start with the second law. Okay? Start with K2. dA over dt equals constant. Okay? Now, grabe nga choke ni. Kapila na nabali. Okay. This is d theta. and this is ds. We know that ds is equal to r d theta. This is r and that would be r. Now, if this is so small, then ds can be approximated as a line. So that the area of this parallelogram would be that area, the parallelogram, A of the parallelogram, dA, that would be equal, parallelogram sa baan, no? That would be equal to r times r d theta. So this is r squared d theta. Okay? So we have, now we only need this area right here. Okay? Because that is the area swept out, not this area. Okay? So this means that dA is equal to 1/2 r squared d theta. Now, divided by dt, you will get A dot equals 1/2 r squared theta dot. And this is equal to constant. Okay? Now, recall in our previous, I think that was lecture 12 man siguro, I derived this one. You have a mass traveling in an orbit, orbiting this was actually a circle. But, okay, this also applies to ellipse. You have a mass here, you have a particle of mass m and moving at an angular velocity omega. The angular momentum L is equal to I omega. But what is I? For a point that I is mr squared. And omega is just equal to theta dot. Notice that you have r squared theta dot here and you have r squared theta dot. That means, and we have 1/2, that means that we can say that r squared theta dot is equal to L over 2m, if we put now the physics there. Okay? L over 2m, right? Now, and this is equal to constant. That means that L is equal to constant. And if L is equal to constant, what was L? Diba? The torque, which is defined as dL over dt, is equal to 0. So that means the angular momentum to be constant, the motion is actually planar. Why is it planar? Because if the angular momentum is constant, isa lang siya dira. Kung diri ang rotation, asa ang angular momentum? Dito. If the angular momentum changes direction, what do you take? The plane of rotation also changes, right? Moana-ana po siya. So if the angular momentum is constant, that means it doesn't, if this is the plane, it doesn't leave the plane. Okay? That's a constant angular momentum. At the same time, the magnitude is constant. And the torque is 0. But what was the torque? Torque, we define the torque to be R cross F. But then, in lecture 12 also, kung sa itong F na to, it was divided into two parts. F tangential, Ft, and Fr, the radial or the centripetal force, and F tangential. I think this was lecture 12. So this is now R cross Ft, or Fr, I think F centripetal, or Fr na lang. Or F sub R, plus Ft radial, and this is tangential, right? And this is now equal to 0. Okay. And if this is 0, we know that this is always 0. Okay? Because Fr is pointing diha and R is there. So R cross Fr, this is R cross Fr plus R cross Ft is equal to 0. And we know that this is always 0. Right? That means that this force right here, Ft is equal to 0. That means that saying the conclusion is this one implies F is a central force. Okay? F is a central force. We can take this as F R hat. That's a central force, right? No tangential component. So this is the consequence of this area. The force acting is only a central force because this is what we obtain. Okay, zero ni siya always. Okay? Okay, now we have what we have known so far is that this force that governs this one is what? Central. Okay? Central force. This is a central force. Bel, panalitan mo ano na mo. Pwede na mo ka na. Namas Mikael. Alauna pa. Di man ni maabtan og alauna. Ngaon lang taron. Libre na mo paniud to. Okay. Di atas market. Napay market ron ba? Okay na. Okay, asan ako? Pag tanaw ka kay basin palong. Anak pa man ka siya. 48%. Oo. Ang battery? 48% na lang. Dalian na ginako ni. Okay, asan na ta? Okay, so this is the consequence. This is Kepler's law, second law, denotes that the force is in physics. When we translate this to physics, the force is a central force. Okay? So there's no tangential component. And also, we can make use of this one. This constant will be, okay? We will take, okay, tanggalon natin siya, that one, and this two will vanish, L over M. And we set this to be a constant H. Okay, this is the angular momentum per unit mass. Okay, angular momentum per unit mass. So, next is we will apply the elliptic orbit. But first is we did recall this. In the polar coordinates, r dot, diba? You have r as r hat, diba? Where r hat is cosine theta I plus sine theta j. Okay? And then you have the x equals to r cosine theta na kay ano, diba? No? This is x, this is y. And r hat is a unit vector on that direction. Cosine theta, y is equal to r sine of theta. And if you have r actually is, in terms of the Cartesian, that is xi plus yj plus zk, but let's just use this. It can be written as this. Diba? Because this is, tanawa, this is ang x in terms of r, that is r cosine theta I plus r sine theta j. And of course, this is the r, so this is cos theta I plus sine theta j. And this is our definition of r hat. Okay? Now, I will not derive this because this will take some time, but if you forget this one, please derive this one. R double dot now, take the R double dot, that would be R double dot minus, R theta double dot, R hat, plus 2 theta, plus 2 theta dot, 2R dot, theta dot, wait, this is R theta double dot, this is R theta dot squared, okay? Minus, plus R dot theta dot. And this is theta hat. Now, the theta hat, ganiha, sa katong diri, was actually the T hat, tangential. Okay, that was the T hat. Remember, nakay ani, this is your R hat. Theta hat is, the tangential component is actually perpendicular to that. So that means that this tangential t hat is actually our theta. This one actually leads to katong r squared theta dot equals h or constant. Kani siya dire. We know that this was 0, right? Because central force, in central force, we set this to be 0 because we already proven that this tangential component is 0. So this one, this leads to this one because if you take d over dt ani, okay, mo ano na siya. So we'll work on this one because the Newton's second law, N2, which is F equals ma. So F now, what is m? M is just that, and then you have r double dot minus r theta dot squared. Okay? And this is what we obtain. Now, for an ellipse, for the elliptic path, let's apply now the K1. Path is the ellipse. The elliptic orbit actually, in terms of polar coordinates, is r theta equals, this is p over 1 plus e cosine theta. P is the latus rectum. Okay? Now, this is the polar form. What is the Cartesian form? That is x squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared equals 1. How to change from this one to that one? Okay, just substitute ka to mga values dito expressed in terms of p and e, and you will get r is equal to that. R is equal to p over 1 plus. Okay? So, what's r here? That's a squared plus b squared. Dili ma? I think a squared plus b squared. Now, let's change variable. Let u of theta is equal to 1 over r. So, this means that is equal to 1 plus e cosine theta over p. Okay? Now, let's express this in terms of u. Okay? So, that means, ako na lang i-reason ni siya dire because that means that this means that kani is u dot, what is u? Okay. That means that r is equal to 1 over r is equal to 1 over u. U is equal to 1 over r, no? So r dot is, this is minus 1 over u squared, right? And then u dot. Okay? But then u dot is, this is dt, du over dt, but chain rule. This is du over d theta over dt. Okay? So we can write this as u prime theta dot. Okay? But then what is theta dot? Katong ganiha, asa na to? Ato din kuan ha. R squared theta dot equals h. Right? So that h is, theta dot is equal to h over r squared, or this is h u squared. This is h u squared. Right? That would be 8u squared. So that means that this is hu squared, kasi may tabo, minus hu prime. Right? Okay? So, r double dot now would be equal to, this is constant, h is constant, so minus d over d, this is h, d over dt of du over d theta, that's u prime, right? Du over d theta. And again, we apply the chain rule. This is equal to minus h d squared u over d theta squared times d theta over dt. Okay? This is now minus h u double prime. And this is d theta. This is u squared. Theta dot. This is theta dot, diba? So this is hu squared. So this is h u squared. And this is now r double dot. Okay. Murag makahilak gid man ni, no? Huhu. Huhu. Okay, if you cannot memorize this, also ba? You can, this is a premonition. Okay? Huhu. I hope nga walay daghang maghuhu. Okay? And that would now be equal to, this is, this is minus h squared, u squared, u double prime. Okay? Now, we can write this, asa na tong 4? Ay, erase man ako noon. What is f? F is r dot in terms of u, m r dot. This is m times what is r dot? Mao ni siya, no? Minus h squared, u double prime, minus minus r, so what is r? 1 over u, right? And then theta dot squared. What's theta dot? That is, kani. So, theta dot squared is times h, h squared u to the 4. Okay? Or this is equal to, that would be equal to f equals m times, minus mh squared. And then, we'll take u squared times u double prime plus u. No, u cube man. Ano tag u squared dire. So from here, we know that our f is minus mh squared times u double prime plus u times 1 over r squared. This is what we call the Binet's formula. I think it's read as Binet. Binet na lang. Formula. Unsa ni siya? What is this Binet's formula? This tells us what we learned. Actually, we're not interested with actually per se. Unsa ni siya, no? What we have observed, what we have learned is that f is proportional to 1 over r squared. So applying the second law, the first law, unsa ni na-find out nato? We found out that first, applying the second law, that f is r hat, central force. Okay? It's a central force motion. We know that, but there can be a lot of many possible central force motions. Okay? And the second, applying the first law, is that this central force is k over r squared. So meaning that this is now some k over r squared. That this central force is a 1 over r squared force. Okay? And we don't know yet this k. Now, let's apply again the third law. Okay? To understand k. Okay? Applying the third law. Okay? What was third law? Third law is t cubed. A cube is constant. Now, okay, ato ning ko anon, we know that since this must be equal to a centripetal force, right? That means that saan na siya? The constant k over r squared must be equal to mv squared over r. Okay? But what is v? V, this is r omega. And what is omega in terms of period? This is r of 2 pi over t. So v squared becomes, this now becomes over r times v squared is 4 pi squared r squared over t squared. And here, okay, mawala ni siya, and then move there, you will have k is equal to 4 pi m, and then you have 4 pi m, and then r cubed over t squared. And this is constant, right? The inverse of that is also constant, pi squared, right? So the inverse of this must also be constant. So this means that K is equal to 4 pi squared m C times m. This K, whatever this K is, depends on the mass that moves in it. But at the same time, sa data manggod, when they divided that estimated mass of the sun, I mean, wala pa yung mass sa una sa sun, but the mass of the sun is constant and the mass of the planet is, kumbaga pa, they found the ratio to be constant. So, kumbaga pa, ang ilang gibuhat is, that means that this is the one that is really constant. 4 pi is constant and C, right? Because of the Kepler's third law. So, since we know that this is some sort of the effect of the sun, okay, or that larger bodies at the focus, then this must also be a function of that, not actually an expression directly proportional to the mass of the sun, or that body, that larger body. So we take now this K as Gm, capital M, as the mass. So K is Gmm. Now we now have the Newton's law, which is F equals minus Gmm over R squared. Kasi minus 1 to ganiha, di ba? K over R. This is now the Newton's gravitational force. Okay? Now, in vector form, if this is the position of the mass given by R, and this is the position of M, let's call this M1, and this is M2, this is the relative distance of M2 to M1, right? We can call this as R12, R122. And this one right here is R2. From the vector R plus R12 equals, because we need to express this in vector form, this is in scalar form, equals, isa ba? R12 equals, R2, right? So, again, what's the force? F, the force experienced by this, due to that one. Moment yung R, ganiha, di ba? Di ba? That was, this is the M. This is the M that rotates. And this is R. That one. So that means that's, we are, kaniya tong kuhaan. That's F1 to 2. Let's call that F21. F21 or F12 na lang, no? F12. Which is equal to Gm M1. So this is M1, M2. Right? Over R squared. What's the R squared? The magnitude of this. So that is R12 magnitude times, it should be a unit vector padulong dito. So we have to convert this into a unit vector, right? How to convert any vector into a unit vector? That's just, diba? If you have A, to convert this into a unit vector, that is just A is equal to A over the magnitude of A. So this is now R12 over the magnitude of R12. Or this is squared di, na squared di. So this is now F12. This is Gm1 M2 over, what's R12? R12 is R2 minus, let's call this R1. Okay? So R2, let's just call this 21 na lang, no? 21. Digid mga tabang, no? Yeah, R21. So this one, R12 is R21, para magpareho lang sila diri, no? So this is R2 minus R1, tama? Magnitude cube times R2 minus R1. This is in vector form. Newton's laws in vector form. Okay? R2 minus R1. If the other mass is anywhere there. Okay? So we now have derived the Newton's gravitational law of, the universal law of gravitation. Okay? Now, ang atong kuanon diri is that some direct application and let's apply this one to tanan na to. Let's take, for example, gravitational field. The gravitational field, just like, for example, you have electromagnetism, you have electric field, di ba? Ang electric field is you have electric force and then you have electric field. What was the electric force sa inyong ano, di ba? The electric field is E, the electric force is QE. Right? So, that means if Q in gravity, M is actually what we call the charge. We can think of this as gravitational charge. So F times G must be M times G must be equal to F. Then G must have a unit of acceleration. This is what we call the gravitational field, or this is the gravitational force per unit mass, or this. Okay, kana gravitational field. Let's calculate the gravitational field for the surface of the Earth. This is actually a ano. So, at the surface of the Earth, RE, by the way, RE is 6.67 times 10 to the 6. No. This is meters. Kilometers? Meters times 10 to the 6 ang RE. Sakto na. And then, by the way, G is what we call the Newton's gravitational constant. This is 6.67 times 10 to the, I think this is negative 11. Newton per, sabay ko, Andre. Anyway, just find the units of this one. And then, the mass of the Earth is, ME is, paki-search to sa ME. Paki-check, ME is,
sir, 5.97 times 10.
5.97 times 10 to the 24 kilograms. Okay? Okay, so let's calculate the gravitational force. Now, F equals M, Newton's second law. You are now in the surface of the Earth. This is the Earth of mass ME. And, okay? This is RE. So, assume that the mass of the Earth, maragani siya. Okay, this is the whole Earth. And the radius of the Earth is RE. Now, there is a surface, mass M is considered the mass of as if all the mass of the planet Earth is considered there. Okay, so what's the equation of motion for the mass M? So that would be MA, okay? MA, or we can take MX, MR down. MA na lang. MA is equal to, again, the gravitational force. This is G, and then this is E, right? ME, nadire, all of the mass of the Earth. So this is ME times M over RE. Now, this is constant at the surface of the Earth. Okay? And let's calculate this. This is 6.67. I will not put the units na lang tanan. Times 10 to the negative 11. You look for the units. Kapag analyze the units. And then you have 6.67. No. Ay, sakto ding RE. Can you check this one? Oh. Pero 6. I think this is 6.37. Paki-check lang. 6.37. Okay, 6.37 times 10 to the 6. 6 siya? Meters na siya? Meters per second? Ang?
ME na, sir. 5.37 na, sir.
5.37. Okay, 5.30 na 97 times 10 to the 24 over times M. So, mag-cancel lang M, right? So, A now is, this is times 6.37 times 10 to the 6 ni siya. And you will get A to be?
9.87.
Okay. So, this is approximately 9.8 meters per second squared. That's why the acceleration due to gravity this is just at the surface of the Earth. That means that that's why this is not constant in the Earth's surface. Kaya nga naman, ang Earth's surface is actually kahit murag oval. So, ang layo siya dire kaysa dire. So, this has stronger G than this one. Okay, pero the difference is very, very small. Nga, dili na nato siya di nato, noticeable. But it's not 9.8 all round. Actually, 9.8 something. Pila ni siya to the 2 decimal place. Ay, wait. Sorry, this is RE squared. So, this is squared. Okay? It is 9.8. Okay? Around 9.813 daw, no?
So,
9.8. Yeah, it changes depending on where you are parked because the surface of the Earth is not and even if you are at a higher altitude, it's much lesser dito. Pero the change is very small. It's negligible. But if you go farther, nakakadiri, it's a different story. Okay? Because RE squared changes. So, and this is actually equal to this MA right here is equal to the weight, which is equal to mg. So the weight of the object, that's why the weight is mg. We take the gravitational force as mg, but the gravitational force is not mg. It's only mg at the surface of the Earth. Okay? But the gravitational force is kani. This becomes mg at the surface of the Earth, 9.8, right? Because this is g. You can think of this is acceleration due to gravity, which is g. Okay? Now, let's have the gravitational potential energy. The gravitational potential energy, okay, think of this as this is the origin. You have now the mass here of, let's take that as m. What is the gravitational potential energy at this position? Let's call this r. Okay? So the gravitational potential energy, GPE, let's call that U of that R, this is a scalar field, is equivalent actually to the change, this is not U, but the change in the potential. Remember our katuganing delta KE equals the work done by this is F dot dr, both conservative and non-conservative. But if this is, we can separate this into two. F dot dr, this is non-conservative force plus the conservative force, F dot fc dr. But then, this conservative force can be taken as a scalar. Tama? I mean, gradient of a scalar. Minus del, this can be taken as minus del v dot dr. And del v dot dr is just dv. Therefore, this is just delta v. Therefore, the work done by the conservative force, this is the work done by the conservative force, is just the change in the potential energy. Okay? The negative change of the potential energy. So, let's put a negative right here. This is the negative of the work done of F gravitation dot dr. Okay? Now, asa man we calculate the potential at that point right here as if you go from the zero potential. Where is the zero potential? Since it is inverse, the zero force is actually at infinity. So meaning you take from the zero potential padulong sa R, that's the potential energy at that point. No? The potential energy at that point is take just as an electric field, take it from somewhere nga zero potential and then bring it that. The work done there, the work done in bringing from the zero potential or the zero force padulong sa dito is the change in potential energy. So that would be equal to, this is, where is now the potential to be zero? That's zero, right? I mean, so in infinity. And this is to R. Let's say distance lang ato ang no? From infinity to R. And this is just Gm m over R squared. dr. Okay, let's just use some r prime, dr prime, no? Squared. Dummy variable. And when you integrate this is minus infinity to r. This is, integrate this one. What's the integral?
Was it the any one R prime?
By the way, we have to put a negative diri sa atuang force, right? Because central, attractive. There was a negative diri originally, right? So, negative, so mahimo na siyang positive, right? So, this is G, over R squared, 0 infinity, so this is just Gm, small m, over R. Tama? Evaluated from infinity to R prime. Evaluated from infinity to R prime. So, infinity is 0. Right? Infinity is 0. Pero kani siya, mo negative man eh. That's negative. Negative 1. Negative 2 man eh. Negative 2. So, integrate negative 2 plus 1 over negative 2 plus 1. That's negative 1. So, negative, right? So, this means that U of R, delta U of R, which is now, since we are evaluating at 0, this is U of R minus U infinity, U, tama? Of R. And this is just equal to 0, right? So this is now U of R. U of R is minus Gm M over R. This is the gravitational potential energy. Okay? Now, let's approximate this gravitational potential energy at the surface of the Earth. At the surface of the Earth are just light changes in the surface of the Earth. We can write, okay, murag mao ni siya now. This is the Earth, and this is RE. And the changes there is just, let's denote the changes here as H. Right? So meaning R is just equal to the total R. Kanang R is just equal to RE plus H. So the gravitational potential at the surface of this one, okay, the change in the gravitational potential, okay, you go from this one, padulong dito, okay, so that's delta V, delta U equals, I think we should write this as V. Gamitin na to, V na lang, no? Kasi we're using V sa ano. No, U ang ginagamit mo sa ano, yun. U na lang, sige. U. Okay, this is now Gm, okay, potential sa kuan, Gm, gikan ta, asa bata? Padulong dito, from 0, R to, okay, so final is R over RE plus H. Minus, negative, so plus na. Gm M over RE, right? The initial. Okay? So, let's expound this one by Taylor series. 1 over RE plus H, expand in H, is equal to, this is 1 over RE, 1 minus H over RE plus, ano dito? Sakto? So that this is just equal to minus 1 over RE, Gm, M, 1 minus H over RE, plus, minus, ma-plus na siya dito, diba? Gm, M over RE. Right? So, mawala ni siya. Tama? Ay, mawala ni. You multiply by plus diri, right? Okay? So, in fact, we can just write this as mahulog man gud nga zero ang ano dire. This is the zero reference point. This is just, we can let just as u of h. Okay? RE as the reference point. So this becomes now, this is where we set it to be zero. So technically, we can just set this to be zero. Kung tanaw na nimo, that is, yeah, mo zero ang ano dire. Okay? When, yeah. So UH now is mawala ning kani because of this. So you have now GM, and this is the Earth, M times M over RE times, times H, because H over RE, right? And then minus. Now we know that this is just G. That's why U of H is equal to mgh. This is the potential energy that you used to know, the change in the weight. But technically, this is not the, diba? So you're smiling now because karon yun it's just a special, at the surface of the Earth. Okay? Near the surface, changes in the near surface of the Earth because of this. Okay? So mgh. So actually, ang origin, ang ano yun is kani. I mean, yeah, gm1, m2 over r squared. That's a gravitational potential energy. This is the gravitational potential energy at the surface, near the surface of the Earth, some altitude nga dito. It works siguro, I don't know, pila ka kuan nga accurate ni siya. Okay? Kira ang kuan ang, okay? Now, let's analyze escape velocity. Okay, for a given any escape velocity of any given planet, like you are at the surface, and then you want to escape, naka sa surface, and then you fire now at initial velocity v naught. The question is, what is now v naught, so that it's like throwing this what would be the initial velocity? No, assuming that there's no other active force, walay fuel, no, walay rocket, okay, walay fuel, walay anything, So, unsay mo hatag, what should be V naught, so that this will, kumbaga pa, this will no longer go back to the ground. Okay? So, that means we want this to reach infinity. And we know that, let's say, i-throw ni mo ng chalk, paana dito. After some time, it will stop, right? It will stop, but we want it to stop at V equals 0 at R equals infinity. That's our condition. Okay, we launch at velocity V, and we want it to be 0. Ganun mo 0, magkainay-inay because of the gravitational force. So the gravitational force can act up to the katong dito. So we want it to be 0 at infinity. So here, well, this is easy nga kung ano problem. Just a potential energy. Okay? What's the gravitational potential energy? I mean, the total energy. E1 is equal to E at infinity. E1 right here is 1/2 m V naught squared plus, this is what is the potential, minus Gm m over R. Right? And this is equal to 1/2 V squared plus Gm m over infinity. This is 0, right? R at infinity. And this is 0 because we require it to be 0. So this whole thing is 0. So now, this now becomes VE, the escape velocity. Okay? And cancel ang m, so VE is just the square root of 2 Gm over R. Okay? Now, let's calculate the escape velocity at the surface of the Earth. At the Earth's surface, ME over RE. Okay, solve on it. This is square root of 2 times, I think this is around, this is around 11.4 kilometers per second. Kindly, niyan siya, no? Okay, verify this one, class, around 11.4. Okay? That is the escape velocity. Okay, by the way, this is escape velocity. Around, Yeah, kay ma-zero siya, pero Kano sa zero at infinity. Nya zero naman ang potential dito. Okay, why nga di na, why it will not return? Because at infinity, yeah, it's zero velocity, so it should return, right? But what's the potential energy there? What's the force at infinity? Zero, right? So meaning, dili, wala na yung mubalik na restoring force. Okay? Okay? Okay, let's calculate now the orbital velocity. The orbital velocity, unsa man yung kamot na velocity is, what's the orbital velocity? If you throw something, yan na ninyo diri, no? Like, naning surface na, this is something like diri. This is the surface of the planet. You throw something dira, it will always fall, right? Murag mag-ana na siya. Okay? It's like something like, yeah, it will no longer go back to the ground. It will orbit the planet. Okay? Murag na siya kanang ane. Or, you can think of this as something like this. Di ba, mo ning nakay tower dire? Gamay mong kuanon, it will fall here. Kusog faster, it will fall here. Faster and faster, it will fall here. But then if you move if you throw it so much faster, it will fall somewhere. But then the surface of the Earth also has cope up with the curvature. So it tendency dili siya mo fall, right? Okay, it's falling. It's not that it's not falling. It's always falling. But then it will not hit the Earth because of the curvature of the Earth. So mo nang sa orbital velocity. And that means that the gravitational force there is equal to the centripetal force due to gravity. What is this? This is Gm m over r squared is equal to m v squared over r. And we let this now to be the orbital velocity because mag-orbit equal siya, right? The gravitational force must be equal to the centripetal force. So, from here, cancel ang m. R will cancel out here. So, V now is equal to square root of Gm over R. Or this is B orbital. Or this is equal actually to square root of 2V escape. Okay? Escape velocity. Square root times square root of 2. So, much faster ang I think the surface of the Earth is around 7 kilometers. Okay?
So, digili ka abot ang kuan.
Yeah.
Bala sa pusin nga orbit dito.
Now, finally, let's take how about if we have an elliptic orbit? Because we have, as we said, elliptic ang orbit sa di ba? So what is about elliptic orbit? Okay, for elliptic orbits, we will now use katuganing nato diri ganiha. What was that? We had RP, the perihelion, and then we have plus RA, which is the the farthest, and this is the closest. This is equal to 2A. Okay? And RP is, nahatag ako ni ganiha. Wala ang formula. What is it? A times 1 minus E. And RA is A times 1 plus E. So here, RP times RA is just equal to, ano ba ni? No, times. A squared times 1 minus E squared, right? Tama? Or technically, this is just P over 2 in terms of katong latus rectum. AP over 2 times, kaya mo man yung, tama? So anyway, we'll use this one. Now, sa orbital velocity, assuming conservative force, the energy at the perihelion, EP, and the energy at the apohelion, and anywhere is the same. Purely conservative. Okay, by the way, prove that the gravitational force is purely conservative. It's easy. what's the requirement for conservative force? Akong gikuan sa una last time. The requirement is actually del cross F equals 0 for time-independent forces. For time-dependent forces, napay isa. Partial F over partial T is 0. But this is time-independent, so meaning del cross F is equal to 0. And this is easy. This is del cross 1 over R squared is always 0. Or 1 over R squared is 0. Okay? So, meaning this is a conservative force. So, conservative force means, again, the work done by is 0 by the wala non-conservative force, 0. So, the change in the potential energy is the work done of the potential, the gravitational force. So, anyway, this is the velocity. We're talking about here the tangential velocity. So we call this BP and this is BA. So meaning we'll start with EP equals EA, right? What's EP? That's 1/2 m. That's the mass of the something that revolves on the planet. This is a planet right here. Okay? Whatever is that. M VP squared plus, what's the potential? That's just G capital, the mass of the planet times the mass of that satellite, whatever is that. Or two planets, pwede na siya another white dwarf star orbiting another star. It works. So this is minus, right? RP equals 1/2 MVA squared minus GM M over RA. Now, what is VP? VP is V is equal to R omega. Diba? Or R theta dot. And sa ito pa, V squared is equal to R squared theta dot squared. Okay? So, unsa nga itong dati? Katong na to, when we use the angular per unit, This is, but, tanaw na to, what was H? This is R squared theta dot, tama? So, we can think of this as R squared H, H theta dot. Tama? H theta dot or H omega. This is H omega. Okay? So, that omega is tanawa. No. Diri na magsugod be. This is V is equal to theta dot is R theta dot is H over diba R squared theta dot equals H. So theta dot is H over R squared. Tama? This is the angular momentum per unit mass. So cancel. So H is equal to RV. Tama? So that V is equal to H over R. Yeah. So let's replace this by 1/2 times. Okay, let's calculate now the energy per unit mass, energy density. Energy mass density. Let's itanggalon na nato ni siya. Actually, this is the energy per unit mass. Okay, so anyway, so this is now 1/2. This is H squared over RP squared, tama? Okay, minus GM M over RP equals ni dulong ba? Tara daw na dulong ba? Kita ra. Okay, equals 1/2 H squared over RA squared minus GM over RA. Wala na di small m dire. RA. And let's simplify this one. Okay. RP, usabi buhaton nato dire, factor out nato. by the way, we let epsilon equal some energy over the mass. So basically, kanisha is, this is the total energy density. Mass energy density, in terms of mass. Okay? This is 1/2. Bali nato ni siya dito. So, himong 1/2 h squared, right? And then you have 1 over rp squared minus 1 over ra squared. Tama?
Ay, plus. Ano sa
Minus. And then equals, plus tong isa, you have gm. So, gm 1 over rp minus 1 over ra. Tama? And then, this is 1/2 h squared. Now, this is 1 over rp plus 1 over rp, ra, times 1 over rp minus 1 over ra. Right? Okay, square man na siya. So, x factor out. This is gm 1 over rp minus 1 over ra. This cancels out. And we get now h squared equals 2gm over ato sa ning times ano lang sa 2gm over ato sa ning this is rp ra, tama? Over ra plus rp. So this is equal to, so but okay, this is 2gm times rp ra over ra plus rp. But this is rp ra is, this is 2gm times, ano na siya? A squared times 1 minus E squared over A. 2A. So, this will cancel out. So, this is just H squared is equal to GM A 1 minus E squared of the equal na to. Okay? And then we can now calculate the orbital velocity from this one. Sige, ito na lang ko nun. Okay, let's let's go back to this one. Okay? So, may tabo karon kay epsilon. Because the energy is katong sa epsilon over. So, this is 1/2 h squared. What is h squared? Kana GMA 1 minus E squared over RP squared. What is RP? RP is that squared. So this is A squared times 1 minus E squared, right? Minus GM, wala na M kay because over man ta? E over M over RP. What is RP? RP is A times 1 minus E. No? And okay. This cancels out. This cancels out. This is 1 plus E times 1 minus E, diba? That is 1 plus E times 1 minus E. So 1 plus E, 1 minus E will cancel out dire. Okay, ang isa. So what is left is the plus. Plus E dayon kani. Okay? We can factor out 1 over A times 1 minus E. This is GM 1 plus E over 2 minus GM over GM. GM. And then GM over 2, so that is nai E, diri no? Nai E. So GME. Sakto ba? So this becomes 1 over A, 1 minus E. This is GME over 2. Oh, nai mo anong 1/2 diri tama? So nai 2A diri karon. And then GME, tama? GME minus GM. Tama? So GM times E minus 1. Okay, so GM times E minus 1. This means that this is equal to, this is now equal to negative GM over 2A. That is our E. So what is our total energy? The total energy, this is epsilon. So the total energy E is, I mean the energy that is minus mgm over 2A. This is the total energy, and this is just equal to 1/2 mv squared plus potential, right? Ke plus Pe. This is now 1/2 mv squared. This is now any velocity at any point in our orbit, no? Any point na siya. Ganiha is we are actually evaluating it sa katong kabalutan sa formula. Minus gm m over what? Over r. So, this equal to that. O sa may ano nato dito, mg2a. So, nakay 1/2 mv squared equals 1/2 mv squared. Cancel gapon ta ng m, di ba? 1/2 v squared na lang. Okay? 1/2 v squared equals that one, gm times 1 over 2a. Tama? No. Positive ba ni? Una na positive. This is 1 over r minus 1 over 2a. So now the orbital velocity in an elliptic orbit. Our orbit ganiha is the orbital velocity to ganiha sa circular. But this is an elliptic orbit. This is square root of 2 gm times asan yung 2? Wait lang ha, naay. Okay, isulod na to ang 2, no? So this is gm times 2 over r minus 1 over a square root. This is now the orbital velocity, elliptic orbital velocity in any planetary system, mass m, na kay kuan. Okay? Elliptic, this is the elliptic orbital velocity. We can call this actually as V of R. V of R, this is orbital. Because it's a function of R. Okay? So, you will need just to know the major axis sa imuhang ano. And the R, yeah, it's independent. The major axis is actually the determinant sa ano, no? Okay, and now actually, halos na celestial mechanics revolves around this one. Dagan pa nag-ano dito, itong mga Lagrange points, whatever. We will no longer go into that, or maybe if napay tayo makatag kong lecture sa other, ano sa, this is just an introduction to celestial mechanics. So basically, with these tools, you can understand, if you want to learn the subject, you can understand dito, at least unsay ka ng gakahitabo. Okay, so thank you everyone. By the way, ang ano, try ninyo solve ning mga ano, kaning mga 9 numbers and derivations, okay?